Good evening, everyone. It's now 5:30, so let's get this meeting in progress. I'm going to ask all the board members to silence their phones. We've had, not recently, but we've had that in the past where phones go off. So, and also a reminder to mute your microphone when you're speaking. So, and apparently the public who did not register in advance can watch the live broadcast on the city's YouTube channel, and we have a live Spanish translation service. And please dial 720-386-9023 and use code 104091. Those are the announcements that I've been given. So I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask for a roll call.
Chairmember Brinkerhoff,
Here.
Board Member Huseman,
Present.
Board Member Hernandez, Board Member Gronquist,
Present.
and Board Member Leffel.
Notice that board member Leffel is not here, so can I get a motion to not excuse?
Councilmember,
What?
sorry, we confirming you have a quorum tonight.
Oh, yes, we do, thank you. But I would like to still get a motion to not excuse the commissioners not present.
To not excuse?
Yeah,
What's that?
that is not excused, correct.
So moved.
Do you have a second on that?
I second.
Okay. And you'd like to call in a vote for that?
Can we have
Or
discussion?
do we need to vote on that?
A voice vote would be fine.
Okay.
Can we have discussion?
Is there any discussion? Sorry.
Is there a reason why it is an unexcused absence as opposed to an excused absence?
There was not a commitment or a denial, no response.
Thank you. Great.
Now we'll call in a vote for the motion.
Start with chairman.
All right, Chairman Brinkerhoff,
Yay?
Board Member Huseman,
Yes.
Board Member Hernandez, and Board Member Gronquist.
Yes.
Okay. The motion passes. And now I'd like to open the public hearing. We'll call on our Deputy City Attorney to announce the items to be considered.
I'm sorry, before we do that, can we do the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry, you even left me a note. We have to, need to get a motion to approve last session's minutes.
I so move.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion towards the motion? No discussion, then I move for a vote.
Your voting is open.
All right, we have 4 yes votes, and so that motion passes. Now we'd like to call on our Deputy City Attorney to announce the items considered this evening.
Thank you, Chair. Tonight, there will be 2 cases will be presented together. They are Case A 1769-U-23, Nebraska Ash Company is requesting approval of a use by permit for fly ash storage and distribution. The fly ash silos are generally located approximately 320 feet southwest of 7350 Cremeria Drive, zoned I-2, Medium Density Industrial District. And Case A-1755-H-23, Nebraska Ash Company is requesting the approval of a 22-foot height exception, 72 feet in total height for upgrading mechanical equipment above 2 existing fly ash silos to regulate aeration of bulk material. Again, the proposed equipment location is generally located approximately 320 feet southwest of 7350 Cremeria Drive, zoned I-2 Medium Density Industrial District. Presenting the cases on behalf of the city tonight is Nathan Chavez.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and board members. This presentation will first cover a summary of both cases, and then I will focus exclusively on each case. So the applicant, Nebraska Fly Ash, is currently applying for a use by permit for the proposed expansion of the fly ash storage and distribution land use, as well as a height exception to increase the height of the existing bucket elevator and associated equipment from 50 feet in height to 72 feet. The subject silos were constructed in 1992 for fly ash, and staff has determined the use to currently be a legal non-conforming use. The current silos and associated equipment exist on an elongated 22-acre I-2 zone parcel owned by the BNSF Railroad. To the southeast is the Derby subarea in orange, and to the northwest is a mixture of unincorporated Adams County zoning with residentially zoned Commerce City lots mattered throughout. So this is a photo from March of this year. Currently, trains use the railroad spur to the northwest of the silos to deposit fly ash into the silos, and then trucks enter the site along Cremeria Drive to pick up that fly ash for distribution to various manufacturers throughout the Denver metro region. This is just a grouping of photos showing the existing silos from Highway 2, as well as various locations along Cremeria Drive. So what exactly is fly ash? Fly ash is a byproduct of coal combustion. On its own, it has no real benefit. However, when mixed with other materials, fly ash can form cement, strengthens concrete, and can act as a filler for products such as paints, adhesives, and metal and plastic composites. This has led to an increase in the use of fly ash in construction materials over the decades, and historically, fly ash has been stored outside and caused environmental concerns. So this is a photo of the existing site. One of the main reasons this application is in front of the board tonight is because the screw conveyor seen in this location is nearing the end of its life cycle. This screw conveyor requires constant maintenance, which then requires the conveyor to be opened up, releasing fly ash into the air, which is as I just mentioned, can be an environmental concern. This site plan shows the proposed air slide equipment, and then as well as the subject bucket elevator. Of note, the bucket elevator is relatively small. It only has a footprint of about 13 square feet or 24 inches by 78 inches. These are the proposed elevations, and it shows the existing height of the current equipment and then all the proposed equipment, as well as the proposed height of 72 feet in height. So an air slide conveyor acts as a conveyor belt in order to transport bulk powder material. It utilizes a piece of fabric that helps guide the material. In addition, it requires less maintenance due to the absence of moving parts, meaning the system is open-less, which would normally cause release of fly ash into the air. In addition, the current screw conveyor system can cause excess noise while on use. According to the applicant, the proposed air slide blower has a noise rating of 75 to 80 decibels at 1 meter. This is equivalent to a telephone dial tone or city traffic. So this case was originally heard at the June 13th, 2023 Board of Adjustment hearing. During the hearing, members of the public and the board asked questions regarding dust, noise, and traffic produced from the site. And then as a result, this case was continued to the August 8th Board of Adjustment hearing, and at that time it was continued due to lack of quorum. So at this time, staff will now focus solely on the use by permit application, its project analysis, answer any questions the board may have, and then staff respectfully requests a motion. This is due to the fact that the proposed height exception cannot move forward with a vote if the proposed use by permit is denied. So during review of the use by permit, staff found that the existing operations meet the I-2 zoning bulk standards. The existing operations are considered a legal non-conforming use. The use by permit is required to allow the proposed height exception. All relevant DRT agencies, including E3 staff, and E3 stands for Energy, Equity, and the Environment, All agencies in E3 have reviewed this use by permit, and there are no outstanding issues. And lastly, the proposed use by permit meets all the approval criteria. At the end of my slide, or I'm sorry, at the end of this PowerPoint, I can pull up each individual approval criteria for individual review. The criteria should also be in your packet. On January 12th of this year, Nebraska Ash hosted a virtual neighborhood meeting in which no members of the public participated. And then as of today, staff has received no inquiries from the public regarding this application for the use by permit. So staff has identified the following as considerations for discussion. The use has existed since 1992 and was built due to the railroad proximity. The use is a legal non-conforming use. The use by permit is needed to upgrade the existing equipment. The application has triggered various upgrades to the site, including landscaping, cleaning of the site, and installation of a concrete apron at the entrance. And E3 staff has reviewed the application and has no further comments. So there are 4 potential outcomes for tonight for the use by permit: approval, approval with conditions, denial, and continuance of the application. So at this time, staff is available to answer any questions regarding the case. And after the board has asked staff questions, the applicant will then provide a small presentation or summary, and then the board may ask the applicant any questions they wish. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any of the commissioners have any questions or for planning? Well, your job was easy tonight. I'd like to call up the owner to give the presentation. Do we have someone to come give the presentation from the owners? Well,
Good evening, Trent Watney from representing Olson. We're the engineering firm that helped design and supplying the permit. We don't really have anything to present at this time. We've kind of made some presentations, and based on the comments from the July Board of Adjustment meeting, we addressed those comments. There were some residents who raised some concerns, and so we have some representatives from Nebraska Ash and Rocky Mountain Transload that could help answer any questions that you might have, but we don't have a formal presentation.
okay.
Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Do any of the commissioners have questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Are there any people from the public that want to come forward and provide, comments on this project? Well, since we have no one coming forward, I'd like to close the public hearing of the portion of this case and ask if there's any comments or discussion among the commissioners. We're just flying through this one tonight. Then I'd like to ask for a motion.
Sorry, I'm used to not muting my microphone. I move that the Board of Adjustment enter a finding that the requested use by permit for the property located approximately 320 feet southwest of 7350 Cremeria Drive contained in case A-1769-U-23 meets the criteria of the Land Development Code, and based upon such findings, approve the use by permit.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion towards the motion? I'd like to call for a vote on the first motion. All right, we have 4 yeses on the first motion, which is the use by permit. And then we have another motion that we're asking for.
I move that the Board of Adjustment enter a finding that the requested height exception for the property located approximately 320 feet southwest of 7350 Cremaria Drive contained in case A-1755-H-23 meets the criteria of the Land Development Code, and based upon such finding, approve the height exception.
I second.
All right, again, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion towards the motion? No, we can call for a vote. You have 4 yeses, and your case is approved. That was one of the quickest ones we've ever had. All right. All right. I believe that is, do we have any other business that we need to discuss?
No further staff business. We just thank you all for your time tonight and appreciate it.
All right. Then we are adjourned.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
16 minutes.
Thank you.